Namaskaram. Welcome to my channel, VPK Nutrition, Modern Vedic Integrative Wellness. Continuing with our series on relationships, stress, and health, today I want to talk about something very important: love in relationships. Because when love is not understood properly, this can, over a period of time, start to cause a lot of emotional stress. And after a long time, this stress not just stays in your mind, but it also starts affecting our health, our energy, and our peace of mind as well. So this is not about just relationships, but it is more about taking care of our overall well-being, where relationships play a big role in our lives. In today's episode, I want to share a little story, a fictional story, to demonstrate this, to discuss the 5 love languages in modern psychology given by Gary Chapman, and how it correlates with the Ayurvedic view of doshas as well as our nature, and how this understanding can help us improve or the way we look at love and reduce a lot of the stress in our relationships and help us in our overall health. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Again, a heartfelt thank you to all of my subscribers. And if you haven't already done so, please do consider subscribing. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. So put some comments in the comments section. And also, if you find this helpful, please share it with other people who may be benefited. Let's begin. Let me begin with a small story of a couple who have been married for a long time and how they express their love for each other in their daily life. Daya and Arun have been married for many years. Arun is a responsible person. He takes care of everything: finances, home, daily chores as much as he can. He is physically present, sits with her, and may even give her a hug sometimes. Daya also does a lot of work. She works hard, serves the family, puts effort into the relationship. She is thoughtful by nature. She plans little moments of connection, suggests outings, and values meaningful time together. She appreciates all that Arun does, but inside she feels something is missing. What she longs for is not just responsibility or presence. She wants emotional connection. She wants him to ask about her day with genuine interest, to notice her efforts, to sometimes plan something small just for the two of them. For Daya, even something simple like, "Let's do something together today," or "I thought of you when I saw this," feels like love. But that is not about Arun naturally thinks. So when Daya tries to express this, Arun feels uncomfortable and becomes defensive. He says, "But I do love you. I work hard. I take care of everything. I'm here, aren't I?" And in his mind, he is right. He feels he is very steady, loyal, and dependable, and that should be enough. But Daya feels he doesn't really understand me. He doesn't include me in his thoughts. Something is still missing. So now both are confused. Arun feels, "Why is what I do not enough?" Daya feels, "Why do I feel alone even when he is right here?" This kind of a story is actually very common. The problem here is not that they don't have love for each other. It's just the way they express love and also receive love from each other. And so the shift in understanding has to happen in order for us to understand how we can use this in our own life. In modern psychology, Gary Chapman explains this in the form of the 5 love languages. Now, again, I'm not a psychologist, so I'm just sharing something that I have read before and actually have tried to use it in my own life. So the 5, and he says that everybody has a different love language, the way they express themselves in their relationships. So these 5 are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. So one person may feel love by words, one of them by acts of service, one of them having a quality time with each other, and so on. Now, our nature is the way it is. So this is not always easy to just turn on a switch and do what the other person wants, because it just doesn't come naturally. And I think this is where Ayurveda fills the gap by showing you what kind of nature you and your partner or any relationship has, in order to understand their love language and not have unrealistic expectations from the other person, then also not put so much pressure on yourself to do something because the other person wants. And of course, communication about this will help, and we'll get to that later. Let's look at this from an Ayurvedic lens. Ayurveda says that our nature, our doshas, dictate how we think, how we feel, how we communicate, and even how we express love. So let's look at them one by one. First one is Vata. Vatas are sensitive, expressive, and connection seeking. A Vata type person is more sensitive and perceptive. They feel things deeply, and because of that, they look for reassurance in connection. They tend to feel love through words of affirmation, enthusiasm in conversation, feeling heard and emotionally connected, sharing experiences or activities together. For them, love feels like you see me, you hear me, you are interested in me. If that is missing, they feel disconnected and become very detached and withdraw. So the Vatas, with their erratic nature, can go quickly from connection to disconnection easily, especially if their love is not met. So this is very important to understand, because they cycle so much in their life emotionally. A Pitta type personality, our modern day type A personality, is more intentional, thoughtful, and purposeful. They express love very differently. They are more structured and intentional in their showing of love. They show love through acts of service, taking responsibility, planning things, giving meaningful, thoughtful gifts. For them, love feels like I thought about you and I put in a lot of effort to make it happen. They may not always express how they feel, but they always feel my actions speak louder than words. I have shown you by my efforts how much I love you. A Kapha person is more steady, nurturing, and quiet loving. They are always grounded and present. For them, love looks like physical touch, quiet presence, consistency, loyalty, and steadiness. They may not always be very expressive with words, but they always are there for you in the background, supporting you at every turn. For them, love feels like I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. There's not a lot of fluctuation in their way they express themselves, but they feel they're grounded and always there. And this stability means much more than this constant fluctuations like the Vata personality. Now, most of us are a combination of all these three, or maybe two out of the three. So you can see if two different kinds of personalities come together, naturally there's going to be some kind of a misunderstanding between the two, and this mismatch in the way they express their love for each other over a period of time can lead to a lot of friction, distance, and also stress in the relationship. So this is where this understanding our natural tendencies, both about us and our partner or any relationship for that matter, actually helps you keep our peace of mind without losing our balance. And this also helps us to keep a healthy body and mind. Now, if we go back to our example of Daya and Arun, we can start seeing this more clearly. In this example, Arun is more likely a Pitta Kapha in the way he expresses love. He expresses love by taking responsibility, taking care of things, being present, and physical closeness. For him, love means I'm here, I'm doing all the things that need to be done, I'm being practical, and I'm always steady. Daya, on the other hand, has more of a Vata Pitta personality in expressing love. Her love is expressed as emotional connection, meaningful conversations, thoughtfulness, small intentional gestures. So she values these four things in expression of love, For her, love feels like you see me, you think about me, and you connect with me. So you can see that both of them have totally different ways of expressing love and also receiving love. So when they're not able to feel that love that is coming from a different way, they feel there's a disconnection. Again, this can lead to loneliness after a certain point of time. So for both of them, the real takeaway is that who is not about who is right in the situation, but it is more about how you understand each other better. Now, when this starts to happen, there'll be less defensiveness, less frustration, and hopefully more connection over a period of time. Of course, it takes effort, and if you value the relationship, you value your peace of mind and your health, this is something that everybody needs to start practicing. So how do we incorporate this into our own life? That is the most important step that I'm going to talk about right now. So here are some practical takeaways. I want to just give you 4 steps to think about and start using right away. Number 1, be aware of your own patterns, how you express yourself when you love somebody. And remember, this is also shaped by how you grew up and how you received love as a child as well. So be aware of your own patterns based on your upbringing as well as your own doshas. Number 2, try to understand the love expression from your partner, how they think and what their nature is. Number 3, once you understand both sides, don't expect complete change. Not from yourself or from the other person, because that's just going to lead to more pressure on yourself and more frustration for your partner. Number 4, communicate clearly what it is that you're looking for in the partnership and how you want to see love being expressed so you understand their language. You already have a certain understanding, but it is always nice to make these little shifts here and there and live more consciously instead of just taking each other for granted. And this happens very often in marriages, for long-term marriages. They've been married for several years and you become busy with your own life and become so complacent that you'd really stop putting any effort. Then this overall, after your 40s and 50s, this starts to turn into slow detachment from each other, emotional gap between the two, and this distance creates a lot of loneliness. And we know loneliness is a big cause of a lot of the suffering we see in the modern lifestyle. So for this week, listen to your body, observe your mind, and heal yourself, and put all of these things in action and see if it's working for you. Again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if it resonated with you and you think it may help someone else, please do share it with them as well. I will see you in a next video. Again, there we will talk more about the next aspect of relationship with this communication. So have a wonderful week ahead. See you all in my next video.